What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Another week, another set of cars to work on. This morning we had Slim drop off his Hellcat. It's a 16 Challenger Hellcat, 6-speed manual. And we are doing a pulley. So we're doing the upper pulley on it right now. And then we're going to be replacing the thermostat, going with some ID 1050X injectors, and then sticking this bad boy on the dyno. And then Taylor is over, or Lane, excuse me, is over here on the 2021 wide body, starting to pull everything apart because we're getting ready to put a camshaft in it. So I'll go back and forth between these two cars as they come apart and show you guys the progress. Stick with it, stay tuned. So guys, to get you up to speed, yesterday the motor got finished tore down. You see the camshaft's out, everything's cleaned up, and John and Lane are about to pop the cam out, grease her up, put it in, and then do the phaser, and then we'll get the engine retime. I'm gonna go ahead and put the springs and retainer in the heads, and we'll get this thing back together. The cam is a comp cam, don't remember the specs. So it's a Comp Cam's 270 camshaft. Alright, I think that's gonna wrap up the Hellcat. Boy, she whipping out the horse flowers. Sounding good. So this was our last pull. 760, 757. Air fuel's looking tight. Ready to hit the road, just not on them tires. You already know what you need, sir. But, she's making some pow-pow. Let's walk over here and check on our progress on our 2021 wide body. I believe Lane just finished torquing down the heads. Let's see what we got. Yep. As you can see, this morning got the springs and the retainers put on. And we got the heads back on. And are they both torqued down or just one?
The heads are caged now, they put the push rods in.
Okay, so the heads are torqued down, they're about to put the push rods and the rocker shaft's back on this thing, front cover's on and tight. So, the thing's coming together. Hopefully this afternoon we'll hear it fire up, or if we're not, for sure tomorrow morning. I gotta get in here to the ECU and put in the base mount for the cam. That way we can stick this joker on the dyno tomorrow. So guys, it is the next morning, and boom, as you can see, our 2021 Challenger has got its camshaft in and is up and running and on the dyno. The guys are strapping it down, and we're gonna get to cranking on this thing. Our Hellcat is I just taking it out for another test drive, make sure everything's okay. And that one will go home. So once we get started on this one, we'll go ahead and get our next project in, because our main lift is empty and we are putting Jeffrey's SRT on here. We're gonna start tearing into getting the motor out of that thing so we can get it pulled apart and diagnose exactly what happened to his engine, or what's actually wrong. It has no compression on cylinder 2 and it's making some rod knocking noises. So that's where we're at. We're also going to work on Royce's here a little bit. And our outer tie rod ends for the rear of the car have shown up, because these factory ones that were on this car are blowed out. So we're going to get those replaced and try to tidy up a few other things. But let's get after it. Moving right along with the week. We got Kyle's Suburban in, replacing the knock sensors. And then, woo, look at that. Look at that, baby. Got the wheels on. We were waiting on the rear lug nuts. We got those in this morning. So we went ahead and put the wheels on. You can see our sick little Carlisle 15-inch conversion with the Wheelwood Carlisle brakes. So everything is finally coming together. We also put new tie rod lane links on here. Keep everything nice and tight. But got some wiring to do. We already did the vehicle speed sensor, and then we've already taken care of running the wires for the line lock, or not the line lock, excuse me, trans brake. So we still got to do the trans cooler and the wiring for that, and then we'll be pretty much done underneath, other than putting the plate under it and putting the exhaust system back up. But it's a roller now, which is great, because we're still waiting on some other things so we can move it off the lift if need be. We checked our clearance yesterday on our starter with the new bell housing and all that stuff, and the motor turns over perfect, no starter grinds, no nothing, so all of our shimming and stuff is correct. So that's all good. And coming around to our SRT project, Lane has got this thing stripped down, and pretty much all we got left to do is take off the motor mounts and drop this motor out of the bottom. So we're about to go to lunch. We'll go ahead and get this motor pulled out. As for the Gremlin, the head's back on. It's just timing the motor, the turbo kit back on for the most part. You can see we got the new brakes and rotors on the car. So I come around to the other side here so y'all can see what it looks like with the new wheels. Sexy. So I'm gonna truck along with this thing a little bit today too, and try to get most of it back together. Still got a lot of little miscellaneous stuff that we need for it, but it is coming right along. So that's what we got going on this morning. About to wrap Kyle's Bourbon up, take it out for a test drive, make sure it's copacetic, and carry on with the rest of our day. So guys, as you can see, the motor is out of our skittle, and it's apart over there on the tire. So tomorrow in the morning, we'll get it taken the rest of the way down. But so far, all we have found is one of the exhaust valves is not okay, and I'll show you guys that in the morning. And that's it. So once we get the block tore down, we'll know everything. We've already got our rebuilds, pistons, rods, crank, all that happy rebuild stuff, upgraded parts on order. So get thing in the machine shop soon. Whew, thank God, boys, it is Friday. I am picking up the camera super late. It's almost like 4:30 in the afternoon. Got this 5.7, another shop, Ashton Performance, that we do work with. They just finished up a cam install on it, so it's here for a tune. Working on that. LJ dropped his Hellcat off. We checked out it this morning. He just picked this one up. And it's got a check engine light. We got a fuel sensor code, so we're gonna get the fuel sensor replaced on it. Also has a few other things that we're gonna address, but overall, picked up a pretty clean Hellcat. It's from up north, so there's a little bit of rust, but at least it won't get any more rusted down here in Texas. As for stuff that we got going on inside the shop, our 2021's getting picked up here shortly. You know, we finished up the cam on that. Y'all watched that one. Got this 15 Mustang GT truck engine. It's going in a Mustang, but it's a truck engine. Anyways, we just did the boundary oil pump gears and crank sprocket, and John's putting the front cover back on because motor's time. We'll get the covers back on this thing, and this thing will go home. It was just a quick, customer brought it in, had that stuff done, and they're gonna go stuff it in the car. Wheels are mounted. I think I went over this yesterday. Still got to put the oil cooler for the tranny in it, but that'll be coming soon. We'll be able to get this thing down on the ground. And we got our motor pots out of our Magnum here. We're getting some things addressed before we put it in here, and get this Magnum back up and going with this reman motor that the customer supplied. The Gremlin is coming right along. I'm getting closer and closer. Might stay late today and work on it. I don't know. But she is coming back to life. For sure next week I'll be firing her back up. Take her to the alignment rack, get her aligned. I still want to order an upgraded clutch line and maybe a Magnus Motorsports valve for the clutch. I'll talk more about that topic later, but that has to do with the twin discs we just put in the car. So that's how this Friday has been going. Let's get to tuning on this 5.7. So guys, I haven't been filming the runs on this car, but I can show you the last pull that we just made. Focus. 386 horsepower, 410 foot-pounds of torque. We had a Canon intake that a customer we replaced on a car, changed intakes out. This car had a factory intake on it, so you know, this isn't something we do often, but it was gonna get thrown away. So went ahead and hooked this customer up and threw this Canon intake on it real quick. I'm sure the customer will be super happy with it. It's better than it going to waste because it was in the trash pile. It's few and far between that we find a car with the stock airbox still on it. So we went ahead and hooked this dude up. But I'll go ahead and fire it up for you guys, let you hear it chop, but then I'm gonna let it cool down and I'll make one last run. So guys, I'm gonna close this week out. Whew. It was a long Friday. Sorry there's no footage of that car dyno in. It's just I had to quickly push that tune out. I didn't have time to film. It was for another shop, and we had some issues that we had to fix with it. But long story short, it's all wrapped up. A little more work on the Corvette. LJ decided to leave the Hellcat. We're going to touch up a few of the things while we have the car here that need to be addressed, and then I think he's going to have an extended warranty take care of some of the other stuff. We got to get diagging on the Terminator again, figure out what's going on with this heating issue and charging system issue. And then we'll get back hopping on our Magnum, get the motor installed in that, so y'all see that next week. And then hopefully, beginning of next week, you'll see the Gremlin fire up. But that's it for this video. Appreciate you guys watching. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.